Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Ka Hala Yahweh Wa Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. A salutation to Yakims pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Alright? And through faith as well. I just wanted to make a video on the word cornerstone to, basically further explain how important Yahushua being the cornerstone is. Okay, and I got this definition here, and I got a couple scriptures to go into. Okay, so let's start off with this is cornerstone, Wikipedia, and it says the cornerstone or foundation stone. All right, because this truth coming into this truth, you start off by building a foundation. I mean, we all know what Yahushua said about building a foundation upon a rock. Okay, and not upon sand. See, this foundation of ours in GMS, beginning with the apostles on down, is built on a stone. Okay? It says the cornerstone, not just any stone, but the cornerstone, which I'm going to prove that's Yahushua. It says the cornerstone or foundation stone concept is derived from the first stone set in construction of a masonry foundation, which is nice because guess who was the only Yahweh Shah was the first spirit that Yahweh begot, hence his name being the first and begotten son, which is Yahweh Shai. So it says the cornerstone or foundation stone concept is derived from the first stone, which is Yahweh Shai, set in the construction of masonry. It says masonry foundation. So Yahweh Shai is the first stone of our foundation. Important, since all other stones will be set in reference to this stone. That's heavy right there, man. It says important, since all other stones. Okay, so all the other people that come into this truth, guess what? They will be set in reference to this stone. This stone being the cornerstone being Yahweh Shai. So Yahweh Shai basically is the ultimate example of a man that you want to be, of the man you want to be in this truth. Okay? Yahweh Shai is that ultimate example. Because it says right here, important since all other stones will be set in reference to this stone. Okay? So all other stones we're all set in reference to Yahweh Shai. So it says thus determining the position of the entire structure. And what position do we have being in GMS and being of the hopeful elect? Being in GMS and doing this work, Slacky, is being the hopeful elect, man. Lord willing, we're of the hopeful elect. If we take ourselves and set ourselves in reference towards Yahweh Shai, then we should hope that we should be in a position of being one of the elect, which the elect are going to be in the position of rulers and judges of the whole universe, beginning with Yahweh Shai on down. Okay, so if you're set in reference of Yahweh Shai, and now how do you set yourself in reference with Yahweh Shai? Well, if you go to let me just go into a scripture here real quick. Here we go. Give me 1 second here. Salake for the pause there. Bear with me. It's I put on the wrong scriptures. Says right here, John 7 and says John 7 and 38. He that believeth on me, as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So when I was at when I was reading that cornerstone description, it said that all the cornerstones are laid in reference to to this stone, which is Yahweh Shai. I don't need to go back to that, which is Yahweh Shai, man. So when you read in the scriptures about how Yahweh Shai conducted himself, well, basically he went on the highways and byways, man. In season, out of season, he was an all steering man, and he didn't beat around the bush. Okay, he got straight to the point. He wasn't dressed in appealing attire. And that's, if you look at the men of GMS, it's exactly the same spirit we're in, man. Showing you that we're the ones who are set in the true, we're the ones who are set in reference toward in Yahweh Shai. Okay, so I'm gonna start off here. This is Isaiah 66 and 4. It says, "I will also choose their disillusions, and will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer." And how is the Lord calling right now? Through his elect, through the men, his prophets, the men that are out on the highways and byways, in season, out of season, breaking down these scriptures in truth and sincerity, man. All right, prophesying the downfall of this wicked kingdom. Those are the men that the Lord uses to call forth uh, the other men of the Lord. Okay, it says none did answer. Okay, so you guys didn't regard us. That's why you scoffers. You're nothing but just setting your own judgment, man. That's all you're doing when you don't answer to the calling of the Lord. Okay, it says none did answer when I spake. They did not hear, but they did evil before my eyes. Because the Lord has his angels down here, man. So for you guys who are doing wickedness and think you can hide it from the Lord, you're only fooling yourself and deceiving yourself. Because the Lord has angels. The scriptures talk about how the angels are the Lord's eyes, and the roundabout on this planet, man. Okay? And they're in the fourth dimension, is the reason why you can't see them. So you could be doing wickedness. There could be an angel right there beside you, taking account of what you're doing. How else would Yahweh Shai say that every man should give an account for every idle word that he speaketh, roughly paraphrasing. If the Most High didn't have his eyes on the earth, on every single thing, how can every man give an account for every idle word that he speaks? Showing you that nothing you do can be hid from the Lord. Okay? It says, but they did evil before my eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not, which is Israel going into what? Islam. You got a lot of Israelites that are into this vain doctrines like Islam, Catholics, being a Catholic. None of those religions or any of these other religions outside of GMS are the way to the truth. Okay, those religions are like Swiss cheese, so many holes in them. All right, and that's what that's why all of Israel, most of Israel, 99% of Israel is dwelling in things that that the Lord delights not in. All right, this is Ephesians 2:19. It says, "Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners," because we were once strangers and foreigners before we came to this truth. Everybody eventually, all of Israel eventually became strangers and foreigners because at, back in the time of Yahweh Shai, when he was on this planet, you had Jews who knew that they were Jews, but you also had Jews and different Israelites who didn't know that they were Israelites. Okay, so until they came to the truth, then they figured out they were Israelites because they were keeping the customs of the different nations that they lived among, shaving their hair, shaving their head bald, eating pork, right? These are the different customs that they grew up in with these other nations. It's the same thing with us before we came to the truth. Some of us were so-called Christians that believed in Christ, Jesus Christ, and some of us were even, maybe some of us were even Muslims and atheists, and maybe some of us were just, a regular Jake just going about his everyday life, not knowing that you're an Israelite. But now when you come to this truth, you get your heritage back. Okay? That's what this truth is. This whole truth, the whole Bible is your heritage. All right? It says, "Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints." The saints are the elect of Israel. Fellow citizens with the saints, and of the household of Yahweh. Okay? Because Yahweh is building a house. Now, with the first as a house, you lay down that first stone. The first stone of the house that Yahweh was building is Yahweh Shai. Now, all the other stones are laid in reference towards that stone, and all these other stones are the elect. All right, and the Lord is building His house upon a strong foundation, starting with Yahweh Shai, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles. Okay, there you go. The apostles and prophets, Yahweh Shai, Mashiach himself, being the chief cornerstone. So that's it right there, man. That's it right there. The Lord Yahweh is building his house, man. Right now, as we speak, the house of Israel is being built. The house of David, if you want to, if so to speak, is being built. All right, starting with Yahweh Shai, okay, on down to the apostles and prophets, which entirely are all the elect. Okay, Yahweh Shai himself being the chief cornerstone. He's that main guy, man. He's that main guy. Without him, we couldn't even get to the Lord. All right. Some people seem to forget that Yahweh Shai is the most important thing out after Yahweh. Okay, he's the first and begotten Son. He's the middleman. Without him dying for Israel's sins, first and foremost being the elect's sins, we would have no chance of salvation. Because the Most High did away with Israel, pursuing back to Judges, the 10th chapter. Because we kept going off, and even though the Most High showed us His powers and wonders in Egypt and deliver us from the slavery there, 400 years of slavery, and bring us through the wilderness and fed us, it still wasn't enough for Israel. We were greedy, proud, and selfish, man, and ungrateful. So we praised other gods instead of praising our own power, other vain gods instead of praising our own power, who has manifested his strength right in front of us. So Yahweh Shai is that chief guy, man. He's that main guy. Okay, it says, "In whom all the building fittingly framed." So fittingly framed, tight, man. When you're building a house, you don't have any loose bricks. Any loose bricks, you take them out and you replace it with a better brick. Everything's tight knit, man. That's why no one that's not supposed to be in this truth, or that's not supposed to be a part of this truth, won't fit. They'll fall out. It's that simple. It's a tight fit, framed together growth onto the holy temple, onto an holy temple in the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. It says, "In whom ye also are builded together for an habitation." This truth is our home, man. This truth is everything we know. everything we think about. Like when you're in the world, if you're an athlete, like when I was a basketball player, I used to say, I live, breathe, and eat basketball, man. Well, I live, breathe, and eat this truth, the word of the Lord. It says of Yahweh through the Spirit, in whom ye. So I'll read this again. In whom ye also are builded together for an habitation of Yahweh through the Spirit. Okay, this is uh, Matthew chapter 16, verse 17. I'm gonna start at. It says Matthew 16 and 17, and Yahushua answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Barjona, for flesh and blood has not revealed it unto thee. Basically, what had happened, if you read a couple verses up, Yahushua was asking the apostles, who do the people say I am? And who do you think I am? And basically, Peter said that he is the son of the. He says right here, it says, and Simon Peter answered and said, thou art Yahushua, thou art Mashiach, Yahushua Mashiach, the son of the living power. Okay, so, and Peter said that through faith, man. He just had faith, because Yahushua says, and Yahushua answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Barjona, which is Peter, for flesh and blood, meaning no man, no studying, or no facts proved it to him. Okay, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father Yahweh which is in heaven. And I say also unto thee. So Peter did believe that through faith, man, straight faith. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, which the word Peter means stone. I'll go into that. And upon this rock, there you go, I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So Yahushua started building his church upon Peter, which the word Peter, let me get into that. Peter means rock. Okay? And that's what this whole truth is about, man, being built on a rock. And that's why we're rough around the edges, man. That's why we're like rocks. Okay? We're tough. Yeah, you have to be tough-minded to be in this truth, because if you're not tough-minded and you're soft, this truth will chew you up and spit you out, man. It's that simple. Okay? It's about being a rough. It's about being a true man. That's it in the Greek, Petros, which means Peter equals a rock or a stone, one of the 12 disciples of Yahushua. Okay, so that's it right there, man. That's what we are. We're lively stones. All right, we're stones, not just lively stones, we're stones. That's why I remember Apostle Kabar was saying that it takes a lot of pressure. You have to apply a lot of pressure to crush a stone, man. And the pressure represents the hell, this kingdom entirely, generally this whole kingdom that we're in. Because this whole kingdom is set up for you to fail. It's set up for you to have a hard life, especially if you're an Israelite, man. And especially if you're an Israelite that's in the truth. Okay? If you're of the whole full elect, being in this truth is gonna be hell. It has, don't get me wrong, the Most High, lightens up a bit. Sometimes you might catch a break, but most of the time you're going through hell. The scripture speaks about, roughly paraphrasing in Ecclesiastes, that the house of the wise are in mourning and the house of the fools are in mirth. So fools are ones that love this kingdom and like to party up every night and believe, basically go about their lives and their days like we're going to be on this planet for another 15 to 20 years, like these other camps do. Which showing you these guys are not rocks, man. They're not the rocks that Yahushua is building his church upon. Those guys are nothing but sand. They're soft because they can't basically They can't, because if they wouldn't come into GMS, because the way GMS is constructed is, it's a hard thing, man. We all we ever do is talk about the hell that we go through and the hell is about to come. If the men of GMS are looked upon as rough men. Okay, we're not liked. We're not liked at all. We're hated. It's because we're rough and we're bold and we get to the point. It was exactly how Yahushua was and the apostles. So guess what? That means we're the stones that are set in reference with Yahushua. Again. All right. So that's it on that. I'm gonna jump to here again, Matthew 7, and get 21. This is Matthew 7 and 21. It says, "Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, Yahweh, Yahweh," right? Because in the end of the day, because we have said the name of the Lord so much in these on these YouTube videos like I'm making right now, and out on the highways and byways, when all hell breaks loose, these wicked Israelites and heathens will be calling on the name of the Lord, thinking that, well, primarily Israel, these wicked two-third Israelites will be calling on the name of the Lord, thinking that just because they call on the name of the Lord when all hell breaks loose, that the Lord will save them. It doesn't work that way. You have to be doing the work when things where things didn't seem like they were going to turn out bad, like we're doing right now. So it says, "Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven." This is the will right here, man. Making videos, breaking down scriptures, edifying the elect, going out on the highways and the byways, in season, out of season, winter and summer. Okay? Defending the gospel, studying. These are the will of Yahweh, well, Yahweh Shai. All right? Keeping the high holy days, the Sabbath. Okay? A week from now, the Passover is coming in. And every Passover, I've noticed that the Most High takes a lot of people out of the truth every Passover. He's been taking people out of the truth, but every Passover is like a mass amount of people get sifted, man. Okay? So be ready for people who you thought were in the truth gonna be falling out, man. Because they're not doing the will of the Lord and his son. It says, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, Yahweh, Yahweh, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? It says, and then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. So just you wait, man. Nate and these and Polite and these and Sakari, these wicked Israelites who think they're doing justice, who think they're doing right by their people, who think they're doing right by the Lord. Watch, the Lord is gonna show them and the rest of the world that these guys are nothing but wicked men who were never doing the will of the Lord from the beginning. All right. It says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, the sayings that are written in this book, like not getting lineups, like Nate's camp does, selling the truth, like Nate Camps does, not respecting your elders, like Sakari does, and Nate, because he came under Tahar's camp, under Tahar, Apostle Tahar, and Sakari learned everything he knows from the apostles, man. It says, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. There's that word again, man. Rock, stone, cornerstone. It says, and the rain descended, and the flood came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house. This is us. We're the house. So the rain, the floods represents the tribulation and the hell that we go through in this kingdom. Okay, and it fell not. It fell not. So you scoffers and scorners can keep coming at us, but we're not gonna fall, man. It's only gonna make us stronger. It says, "For it was founded upon a rock, which is the truth." It says, verse 26, "And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon sand." And that's what these houses are built upon. That Nate's Nate's camps is built, and his ideologies are built upon sand. Okay, his faith is built upon sand. Our faith is built upon rock, stone. Okay, it says, "And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and it fell." And that's already happened, man. You've had people coming out just recently about IUIC. You had that woman who just basically bring out all the information on the wickedness that these guys were doing, man. So guess what? Their house is falling. You have some people from Nate camps that are leaving Nate. And you had a guy, I saw a video of a guy leave Nate's camp and he's joining GMS. So that house was falling, man. And it fell, and great was the fall of it. So Apostle Tahar has been saying that the Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is gonna start breaking up Nate's camp and all these other vain camps, man, all these false camps. And he's gonna start killing niggas, man. Because this year is deemed to be the year of diligence, destruction, and death. You see? It says, verse 28, "And it came to pass, when Yahushua had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at him, at his doctrine," because his doctrine was rough, man. When you're out there in the highways and byways, it shouldn't worry you when you see people's faces because they're astonished at what you're saying. The same thing happened to Yahushua. It's because what you're saying is the truth, and we all know what this truth is, how powerful the truth is, how powerful the truth is. Going back to according to the book of Hebrews, the 4th chapter, Hebrew 4:1 or 4:11, if I'm not mistaken, 4:12, talks about how this truth is sharper than any two-edged sword, cutting through the bones and marrows and the sinews. Okay, so this truth cuts deep, man. So when Yahushua was speaking, he was cutting through the spirits of the people that were listening. That's why they were astonished. And even with Paul, man, when Paul spoke, riots broke out. They were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority. You have to have authority when you're out there on the highways and byways, man. When you speak in the power and in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, which we believe that's the name of the Lord and His Son through faith. And it says, "And not as the scribes." Okay, we don't speak as the scribes, who represent these different pastors and Nate and Polite, these people who speak with nice soft words, man, so they can get a multitude of people, so they can make money. More people, more tithes, so more money. That's what they think. That's their mentality. For us, we can care less if the world hates us, man. We actually rather have the world hate us, because that shows you this thing is actually special, man. Not everybody can get this, okay? So with that, that's it on that. I hope this video was edifying. I just wanted to bring up the point and basically break down the point that Yahushua is that chief cornerstone. All right, and that this truth is built upon a rock. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna say Kal Halal Yahweh, Wa Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to Yakims pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Right? And death and destruction to America. Shalom.